have to start. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Maybe just before giving you the speech to Geir, I will just...
Your connection is poor, I think, Justina. We don't hear you now.
Really?
We can hear you very well here.
Oh, then our internet. Okay.
Okay. I hope that everybody is can hear me. Just before we start, of course, I will give the floor to Geir, our coordinator of the project. And just to inform you that this session will be recorded, as you were informed before. And all the presentations and the recordings will be available after this event. So, and also if you will have any problems, you can write in the chat room. We also have a support team. And also if you have any questions, you can write on the chat section that you can see in the Zoom line. And of course, if you will have any questions, you can also maybe give thumbs up or something to attract our attention. Just technicalities. And in regards to the program, we will have until 2 o'clock. Oh, sorry, 3 o'clock. Our session. We'll see about timing. Maybe we'll end up earlier, but this is our timeline. And now I would like to give the floor to Geir.
Thank you. I should just say about time. We have some in Portugal and they have a little bit different time from rest of us. And you in Lithuania also have a little bit different time.
Yes.
Thank you, Justina. I want to welcome you all to this webinar. I need to check if I can get that. And what we will do in this webinar is to show you the best practice and experience that the participants in this project have done during the project period. And why we are gathering this online webinar, it was not in our original plan. But of course it has changed during the last 10 months because of the pandemic. Now we are used to use virtual meetings, and for sharing all good things from our project, we see and we think that this webinar hopefully will contribute to see our partners' best practice from this project period. Actually, do we really need to share the good practice nowadays, how the situation is? And our thinking is absolutely. In our option, it is now really necessary to share the best practice with as many as possible, so that everybody can have the opportunity to benefit from the good experience in these Corona times, in this pandemic. Actually, I'm a little bit sorry for the late invitation I sent around. I'm very happy that we have all participants in this webinar, and I hope you will have a good time together with us here now. I will not be speaking for all these 2 hours. As Justina said, I will just start with some introduction of the project, and later each of the partners will share the good practice from their view. The participants in this project, it is from both yacht and wet sector. So it's a cross-sectoral project. We have focus on wet, and it's also a cooperation between the schools and organizations and companies in these regions. that we are connected to. During this project, it has been a lot of people involved in different activities. Actually, we had plans as many as 700 pupils or students in primary, secondary, and upper secondary school should participate. And maybe it has been even more than that when we see how many who has been involved. We have had more than 50 students that has been used as role models during this project in different activities. We have almost 30 teachers that have been used as mentors, and actually a lot of other participants from companies has used as counselors during this project period. From Norway, we are the applicant, and we are Odda videregående skole. My name is Geir Rønningen. We have from Croatia, and of course now this difficult things comes when I shall read in local language. It's not easy. Strednja Skola in Dugoselo. We have from Hungary. It's this Centrum Sili Kalman, Budapest. We have two partners in Czech Republic. It is upper secondary school of chemistry in Pardubice, SPSCH. And we have this organization called the South Bohemian Company for Development of Human Resources in South Bohemia. From Portugal, we also have an upper secondary school, Agrupamento de Escolas in Barcelos. And from Germany, we have the organization Solaris. They will all use some time to present their company or school when their time comes to present their best practice. The reason why we started this project, actually, I can start that we were almost all, were in a contact seminar in Prague in 2015. It was Erasmus Plus who was, it was an Erasmus Plus contact seminar. And we met and we found we have some common interest. The interest was that we had chemistry industry in our regions, or scientific and mechanical industry in our region. And there were lack of people. Applicants was something they needed in all these parts. So we discussed together and found that we had something in common. In this project, in this process, we are thinking of using knowledge in competitions to create interest in the subjects, in these special subjects. So it was a special way of working to find our students. The students, we found that it is very important to help them to find what is right for them. Because we see that motivated students is important to not drop out of school. It's a side effect of this project, as we see. So in 2016, it was November, we had this project seminar, contact seminar, and in 2016 we sent the first application, but it was refused, not funds first time. So we had new meetings. It was in Chemnitz in Germany, and discussed how we can make this project together. And in 2017, we sent a new application and we got the funds from Erasmus+. So now from 2017 to 2020, at the end of this year, it will be finished and we have to deliver our final report. The aims for this project. And just so you can see why we choose the name Coco Plus. Okay, the plus is from Erasmus Plus, could be, but you see it's all about cooperation, it's about content, it's about the competitions and commitments, competition skills, a lot of CO words. That's why we choose this strange name, Coco Plus. Practice training and discussing was on tema. It was unemployment and dropout, who is main aims for this project. To get access to skills in new technology through competition in an activity. And of course, we should use role models who could tell something about these different skills they needed to learn. A little bit about the project activities. We should have 6 project meetings. As we all know, things changed this last year because of the pandemic. So the 2 last meetings were cancelled in real life meetings. So we have not been in Hungary and we have not been in Croatia. We have had several virtual meetings instead as replacement for these meetings. We have had 3 short-term mobilities. It was in a competition in Chemnitz, and you will hear about that later. We also have a competition in Pardubice in Czechia and one in South Bohemia. We have had one big activity connected to the methodology, because it's the important thing in this project to develop a methodology of recruitment of students in primary and secondary school, to be aware and familiar with the professions and needed education in the region they represent. So the important thing here is that the students can see before they choose a program in school what the business need of recruitment. We had also 4 regional events that is documented in these 4 countries that did not have the competition or short-term mobilities. A little bit about the objectives. We have plans for 5 different objectives. I will talk a little bit of each of them, but not in this window. It's to strengthen the cooperation between schools and regional economy and business, preventing early school leaving, or what we call dropout. We have been thinking about entrepreneurial way of learning. It is important to be creative and innovative. To evaluate the quality of arrangements and propose modifications, that was very important to see if we needed to change things or we can arrange things as planned. And to share the experience of the testing across sector within countries across Europe. The main focus in this project was to wake a general interest for the vet education in technical and science education programs. And a side effect of this was also you could use this methodology for any programs, just to change the title actually. So it is not necessarily connected to technical and science education programs, but we have used it in this project.
Geir, if I just may, if we can have the time remaining for the presentation.
I don't have any time showing, sorry. Oh.
So just like you go on, like maybe 5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes. I will speak faster.
Thank you.
And of course, preventing early schooling and dropouts was also important to have in focus in this project. And we know that motivation is helping to finish the education. I also said that entrepreneurial way of learning and to be creative and innovative is one important object. And what we have seen in these competitions that we have had, solar car, you will see later, and young chemist and talents for companies will all be present later. It was important for us to evaluate the quality of these arrangements. We had 3 pedagogical advices, as we also will see later. We had 4 regional events, which we also have seen how to do the changes. And now, as we are sitting here, as you can see in lower left corner, this webinar is one of the things that we have focused on to share the experience of testing across the sectors. It's important for us to share this project to as many as we can. We have made a very important thing that we call a guidance book. We have a web page, and of course we have Facebook also connected to this project. I will go right to the results. The first and the most important result of this project is the intellectual output we have solar car as output, and we have the best young chemist as output. These are the 2 competitions, but the main output is this guidance book, Inspiring Future. It's our methodology. And here we present all what we have done, and also the main thing of this book is all what we have done in this project. Actually, it will be very interesting reading, we hope, for all of you. The second results I also want to mention. We have a lot of results, but we have during this project, we also see that we have other things that we can work together with. This ongoing project, some of the partners have the turn to start a new project. We call it Clean Green Future through STEM sport clubs. I will not say so much about this project at the moment because it was not funded in this first first time we send it now, but we are on the waiting list and we have got feedback from our national agency that maybe we will get any funds. So we are waiting. It will be very exciting for us. Just a few words about what happened here in Norway through this project. We started here with a kickoff meeting with all partners in Odda. We have had a lot of information meetings inside our school, in other schools, primary schools and secondary schools. We have had cooperating meetings with companies and local business and local industry. I had the luck to be invited to share the experience on a seminar for Erasmus Plus project delegates. I think it's 2 years ago now. We have had several cooperation meetings locally. We have had several articles in newspaper, and we also have been in Hordaland Community International newsletter. Hordaland is not anymore, now it is Vestland. And we have had every year career event here in Odda region for our students and pupils. And I also wanted to say something about all the side effects that we have had during this project. It's, of course, all this good network we have, locally, regional, national, and international. We have got a lot of new friends during these activities and competitions. We have seen a lot of new places, but it was better before Corona pandemic. Exciting traveling, amazing food, and of course, new cultures and languages to learn. Okay, maybe not so much languages, but as we say here in Norway, we say tack. In Germany, it's vielen Dank. Somebody says kvala, somebody says obrigado, or köszönöm, dig, means thank you. As Justina said, questions, just write them in the chat function and we will go through all the questions at the end of the presentations.
Thank you, Geir.
Oh. Next, please.
So now, thank you, Geir, for opening this online event and for the presentation and informing about our project, what it is about. And we will switch now to the more of the sharing good practices. So we will have our partners to present their activities that they have done, or their related activities that they are doing to inspire young people to be involved in technical and scientific education, as it was mentioned that this is our target for our project within. So maybe first I would like to invite our German partners to start the sharing good practice, and then we will roll the ball to the next partners, if I may. So let's try to unmute and have the share presentation if everything is working. I suppose I will give the floor to Andreas.
So here is the German presentation.
Yes.
I'm hopeful you can see that.
Yep, we do.
Yeah, thank you for giving the word to me. It's a little hard to switch a project that is planned in reality to virtuality. You probably can feel that or can see that. We are all in some learning process how to handle the virtual world in our projects, and we hope that we can go back to reality soon, so that we don't have this virtuality in too many of our projects. So about the project and the German part. So my name is Andreas Töpfer. I'm project manager of Solaris organization, and I want to tell you something about our organization and the division we have added to the Coco Plus project. Firstly, about our organization. So we are a non-profit, non-government organization with about 100 employees, and we offer different social services, mostly for children and teenagers. And in that whole company, we have a special educational branch, the workshops for young people. This is what I want to show you later on. We are not a school, so we come from youth sector, and we address leisure activities of young people. And what's our vision for them? We want to improve the interests and the motivation, especially for technical, environmental, or scientific themes. And we also want to improve the motivation for professional education in such sectors. And we provide that in a long-term process, starting in early childhood and up to the age of young adults. Okay, about these workshops for young people. So we offer different scientifically and technical themes as chemistry, electronics, media, informatics, solar technology, research, such things. And please remember, we are not a school, so we do that not in lessons. So is spare time for the participants. So we don't have pupils, we mostly talk about participants. We have a wide range of methods for these themes. That means we offer special single workshops or single events. We also offer regularly, that means weekly work groups. We offer youth competitions as a special method. That means the preparation and also the implementation of such competitions. And that's the special method we have used also in Coco Plus project. And we also participate in the German program of whole day education. That's part of the school, and our trainers work for some hours in the school as trainers from a non-school organization. And we also work in further education for teachers, for youth workers, and disseminate all our methods and visions. Our work includes voluntary work, so we are part of the European Social Corps. We work in Erasmus Plus activities, and we also have national programs for voluntary work. And our volunteers are assistant trainers and coaches for the participants, and also participants themselves in some of the special activities. So these Solaris workshops are like a house with some feet. So that means we have 3 different parts. One is these educational competitions. One is the further education for teachers and trainers. And one is the work, the European collaboration in different programs. The target groups of our workshops. So yeah, firstly, we work with children and young people. We starting in early childhood. That means starting in the age of about 7 years with very simple technical and scientific content. And we go on in primary and secondary schools and up to pupils in the red sector and in technical schools. But we also address other target groups. That means parents, grandparents, teachers and trainers, teachers in school, trainers in other youth organizations, or pedagogical staff in other projects. We address our national and international volunteers, and we have a few local or regional stakeholders that work with us in our projects. So that are some pictures of the activities in the workshops. So we work with chemistry. This is a picture about solar car models. This is a workshop of electronics, a weekly implemented workshop, something more about chemistry, and some more about electronics. As a third part of my presentation, I want to give you an overview about the regular competitions we are implementing, and the biggest one of them is the Solaris Cup. This is the competition we have also used in Coco Plus project, and we implement it in local, regional, and national level in Germany. So this is a competition of self-constructed solar car models, and Coco Plus Blended Mobility was part of such competition. That means we gave the task how to construct the solar car model to all our partners before that Solaris Cup competition took place, and they had a few days or weeks to prepare their own solar car model, and they took part with their own models in the competition, in the German level. So this competition develops special competences that are necessary for professions that are regarded to electronics, to mechanics, or to other technical questions. And a detailed description of our Solaris Cup is part of the Coco Plus intellectual outputs. You will find that on the website, or you could ask us for these descriptions. Besides the Solaris Cup, we run a few other competitions. So there's a special competition for paper bridges. We have self-developed this competition. We only do that on local level, and it has a construction background. We are part of the competition of young researchers. We are the local partner in Chemnitz, and the Young Researchers is the largest national competition in Germany. So they have about 12,000 participants each year. And we are also part of other competitions. So one other example is the first Lego League that has a robotics background. And we also run some complementary activities. And the special thing is that we try to disseminate our ideas to teachers and trainers, and they may motivate their own pupils in future to take part in our youth competitions. So that are some pictures of the solar car competition that we have implemented in year 2018. It's the German level in Chemnitz, and some international guests took part in this competition. This is one of the little solar car models, and you may see that all the little car is constructed in the computer. It's CAD design, and the parts of the model will be produced by an 3D render. Besides the solar cars, there was necessary to present some information about renewable energy in the different partner countries, and this may be the presentation of Hungary. So here are the young ladies working with their solar car, and in the background you see the competition plate, and there are some other models in the competition, during the competition. Same with that, and with that. So that are all young people from our partner countries, and all of them are part of the wet sector in that countries. So they have prepared the little models at home and have taken them with them to the competition. And what is also part of the competition is a discussion with experts about the models and their function. So that are pictures about this. Yeah, and all the participants got a certificate finally, and you can see that we had a lot of solar cars and participants in our competition. That are only the participants from the partner countries. So what else? Fourth part, who took part in Solaris education system? There's a young lady, some of you may know her from activities. This is Caroline, and I want to give the word to Caroline, and she may answer the questions you see here on the presentation. Caroline, can you hear me? So I can't hear anybody.
She need to unmute herself.
I don't know. Wait a moment. Caroline?
She is unmuted, but we can't hear her.
Caroline, may you come to me and use my computer?
Very convenient.
Yeah, that are technical problems that happen if you're doing such virtual things.
Yes, true.
Just a moment, please.
But it's good that she doesn't need to go to another country. To go to another room.
Sorry.
Great.
I'm sorry. So
No
I'm
problem.
fine, and since as long I can remember, I'm here integrate into Solaris. So I taking part in different projects, competitions, working groups, and of course youth exchanges. So my father, Ingo, brought me to Solaris when I was a very, very small child. So I think with 2 or 3 years, I'm here, and since then I've been involved by everyone here at Solaris. So when I was in kindergarten, so for example, at 4 years or something like that, I taking part in different projects and not only watching the other kids taking part of that. And in elementary school, I think at 6 to 10 years old, I took part in different competitions, for example, the solar car competition, or of course the paper bridge competition, and attended weekly work groups here at Solaris. Since 2012, I have also used European youth programs to participate in various projects. For example, ESE in Tula 2012 in Russia, or the Expo Science in Brussels at 2014, or of course Blended Mobility last November in Budweis. So personally, I have benefited from it from the very beginning and have nothing but advantage from it. These European Union projects have enabled me to have social exchanges, to acquire skills in science, technology, and of course social issues, but also travel to many different countries and meet important people. So above all, however, all this influenced my career personally. I want to give children this opportunity too, which is why I'm choose and going the way to be a teacher in the natural and technical field. So hopefully there will be a few pictures from me in the past. So hopefully there will be more such projects in the future, so that other children have also the chance to know such and more things and have a great time with other interested people. So thank you that you give me the chance to know a lot of different things.
Okay, so now I'm back. Would you leave back to your father?
Thank you.
So have you seen and understood everything?
Yes, it was really great to hear a young person who was participating in all of these activities.
Yeah, so the idea why I brought her to this webinar is to show you that a long-term process of about, I don't know, 10 years has the result that she has competences, technical competences, special competences now, and that she is interested to give that competences to other pupils. So she will be a technical teacher in future, and this is the best result we can have if we try to motivate young people for special themes, for special studies. Okay, so what else? So Caroline again in action, some different ages and some different projects. And that's more or less all from me. Coco Plus history. We have finished 5 years of good collaboration that has started in year 2015. I remember the time in Prague when we started to think about the collaboration, and I'm happy that there is a possibly upcoming Coco Plus 2.0 for this or next year. So thanks to all the partners for the fruitful collaboration. That's it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Andreas. It was really great and inspiring presentation. So it's really great to see also the quite very interesting results. Really great. And again, just a reminder, if you will have any questions, you can write down in the chat section. And also we will have a section where we can have a discussion with all the speakers and the participants. Now I would like to give the ball to our next partners from Croatia. And I will invite Helena to present also her initiatives, her work that is done aside to the Coco Plus project and also within it. Helena, how are you?
Hello, Zagreb calling, Croatia calling. Croatia is here. I would just like to start with my presentation. Yes, it's okay, but I go with the slide. Now you look at the slide 1, yes, and I start to speak. Dear all, during this short presentation, I'd like to introduce good practice the Croatian team has experienced while taking part in Coco Plus. Slide 2. I would just like to start with the presentation outline so you are aware how will I introduce the previously mentioned good practices. I will start with the outline of the projects, what it's about, and then proceeding with the impact of the Croatian team. What I think is important is the students, teachers, and headmisters' point of views about the project, and finally a conclusion. Slide 3. We would say that Coco Plus is a project which gives young individuals an opportunity to make thoughtful careers. That is why the main goals include strong cooperation between schools and regional economy and business, preventing school dropouts, and teaching different way of thinking. On slide 4,
I think you should go back a bit one slide.
No, it's okay. It's okay. On slide 4, please take notice of the quote by Conrad Burns, an American politician who has recognized the importance of vocational education by saying this word that you can read all on this slide. Yes? Slide 5. The impact of the Croatian team is manifold. One of the biggest impacts on our students left the visit of a local business woman, very powerful, Mrs. Bernarda Cecelja. She was arrived at our school in order to give a short lecture about her business journey with the possibility of students asking questions. On slide 6. our students have been pushed outside of their, let's say, comfort zones. They were practicing their presenting and language skills during every activity Coco Plus has offered. But what we are most proud of is the fact that our students have managed to connect knowledge horizontally. They have used up their knowledge from another Erasmus Plus based project, Robust Boot Skills, to mentor young students during a project activity in South Bohemia in building their own robots. On slide 7, during our first career day, but also during the second one, because we have 2 career days, not only 1 career days, there was a felt help in order to bring together local schools and businesses and our students in order for them to be more aware of their future possibilities. Slide 8. Our efforts have been noticed in the local and wider domains. Brussels Local Council has published the success of both of our career days in short articles, which can be found on their pages. Also, a Zagreb-based bookstore has displayed a Coco Plus banner so that a wider spectrum of individuals can be introduced to our project with the possibility of benefiting from it. Slide 9, yes, slide 9, yes, okay. Our teachers never miss a chance to dissemination Coco Plus. Here you can see 2 examples of our teachers, Božica Posuta, who has introduced Coco Plus on a conference of CARNET. CARNET is Croatian Academic Research Network, and myself, who has attended a conference in Germany, in Berlin, called Europe on the Move. Slide 10, yes, a short TV coverage was made by our national TV station broadcast, HRT, during which we have presented 2 Erasmus Plus projects, both the previously mentioned, Robust Boot Skills and Coco Plus. During the coverage, our students and teachers have given interviews and have talked about the green chemistry aspect of our project, both about the hydrogen rocket and the solar car. Here you can see what our students and teachers thought about when taking part in the project. Firstly, our students, Monika Sirotkovic and Alan Polomi. And secondly, our teachers and, of course, our headmistress, Darinka Svetec. Okay. This short presentation was not enough to depict all of the benefits or good practices that were present during the course of our project. But what we are mostly proud of is the fact that our students seems to have blossomed during taking part in various activities, and our teachers have shared and learned invaluable information among themselves. Okay. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Helena. We can see definitely how active you were and are in these activities, in the project activities, and how important it is also to inspire young people and that they would be aware of such opportunities that are coming towards them. So thank you, Helena, for a really great presentation and your work.
Yes, thank you to give me this opportunity to be part of this great Coco Plus project.
We're always
thank
happy.
Geir, thank Andras, Jakub, you, Justina, Grace, and all the great people which I met in this project.
Yeah, we can definitely say that the project's also about the people.
Yes, of course, for sure. It is a project about country with no borders, with no language distance. Yes.
Exactly. Thank you, Helena.
See you soon.
I hope that you will still be with us until the end, because maybe somebody will have also some questions.
Of course, I'll be with you till the end. Although I'm now at the school, yes, I must wearing a mask because the COVID situation in Croatia is very difficult. We have not students in school, and we have lectures online, and I must take care of scheduler of that lectures. So I'll be with you. I was short but sweet, I think.
Very good.
Okay.
So actually now I would like to give the floor to our southern partners, to Portugal. And I will invite Jorge or George Saleiro, a headmaster of the Portuguese vet school, to present their experience in the inspiring and motivating young people to technical and scientific education. If we can't hear you yet, you will need to unmute yourself. Oh.
Hello, everyone. It's very nice to see you, some of you again, and some others I haven't had the chance to meet before, but it's very good to know that everybody is okay. I hope everybody is okay, and that your schools are working as the best you can in this terrible period we are going through. Our school, I have a presentation, but I'll try to share it with you.
We're in process. Oh, yeah, we can see it. Perfect. I think this is the end was.
Yeah, I was at the end of the, well, our school is a little different from some of the others that take part of this project, but nevertheless it is very important for us this career guidance in vocational studies, and not only. We have a school that is transversal. It starts in preschool and goes up to the 12th grade. So we have to work along the way to guide our students the best we can, so that they make the best choices as they move on their cycles. And we start early, trying to help them choose their options the best they can. And we have a practice that's, well, it has been very interesting for us. That is to involve students in guidance and vocational orientation as they are part of our organization. We have our students from vocational studies involved in experiences with other students in other schools. We have a total of 9 different schools together. That's why we are a agrupamento, which means a cluster of schools. And our students from vocational studies start early, working together with students from the previous levels of education, so that they get a glimpse of what their work is, their course is, and it's very important for that guidance. So we also have other practice that it strikes me as important, is that we involve our students in volunteering work as they are part of our students of our school. They are involved also in volunteering, working together with other schools, together with the municipality, together with other organizations, and also making them experience the contact with the real world, if we can call it that way, the working world, and they take part in many actions as they study in our school. We took part of the several meetings and mobilities, and our teachers and students were very deeply involved in these project meetings. Some of them are today with us. One of them is no longer working with us, and the other one couldn't be here. And it is, as I said before, very important for us, this kind of project, because we can share experiences with other schools, other ways of helping students to move along their career. And it was very fruitful for us, according to the teachers that were involved in the project. I was only at the first meeting and the meeting in Portugal, so they are the best to share with you their thoughts about it. But they share it with me and them with me, and they are very pleased to have taken part in this meeting. We also had the opportunity to organize a career day in Brussels. We regularly do it, and we really make more than one, because we have a career day for the students that are in the 9th grade, and also for the students who are in the 12th grade, because, as I said before, we help them to choose their course, and in the 10th grade they have to make some options. So we have one of them career day for the 9th grade, and another for the 12th grade. And the vocational studies are really important as a means to avoid school dropout. It has been so since here in Portugal, the school is mandatory until the students are 18 years old, and it was a very good solution to put regular schools working also with VIT courses, so that we could give an answer to all the students that now had to be in school until they were 18, or until they finished the 12th grade. So it was really important, vocational studies, to answer the needs of the students that had to be in school until the 12th grade. we also have other activities to help our students choose their career. We have a coordinator for the vocational studies. We have a psychologist, and we also have a guidance office that helps the students along the way to make the best choices, tutoring them the best we can, so that they choose well, because that's the main thing for the future, to make wise choices and to be a whole person when they leave our school. I think that I covered most of the topics I had to say. I don't know if maybe Francisco, Joaquim Jorge, or Cândido, or even Fernando, as the coordinator of the projects, want to say anything about the project. I leave them with the words. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Would any of your colleagues would like to speak, or we can just would like to see, I suppose, or we can have it also discussion to pass it to later time. Yes. Thank you very much for the presentation. That's true. That is very important also to say it from the early age, to think about technical and scientific education, and what you're doing is great, that you have the opportunity to work with the much from the early age, and it's a good example. And definitely it is very great experience to share the differences between the different type of partners, with the different type of activities, what we do and what kind of organizations we have, so that we can get the inspiration and ideas. So thank you very much. And then I would like to give the floor actually to my colleague, Jakub Navesnik, Kuba, so that we can present also from Czech Republic the experience.
I think that Portugal had to stop their presentation.
Ah, yes.
Thank you, Justina, for your word. I will wait for Portugal.
I can, yes, definitely. I will share the presentation. Yes.
Perfect. Perfect.
I will do that.
So before you start with the presentation, maybe I would love to introduce even our school. So we are Upper Secondary School of Chemistry in Pardubice. Now we are not only chemistry school, but we also have different vocational branches such as firefighters, security and law, and we got also hairdressers. This is actually what I would like to say about the school, because I think everybody would, if they are interested, they can find us everywhere on the internet. But I would love to say a little bit more about the intellectual output number 2 and the intellectual output number 2. The main part of that was our competition, which calls Best Young Chemist. First, as you see, we started already in 2007, so the competition is quite old already, so it has a history. At the beginning, it started with two partners, our school and a chemical company, which name is Synthesia AS. And the reason why everything started, that even in those times there was a lack of students, there was a lack of skilled workers. So both groups, both partners were missing participants, missing the students, pupils, and missing the workers. Was the main reason why they started to think about the competition. And they found out the solution. They found out that maybe it could be nice to prepare very specific competition different from other already existing, and they would be focused with that competitions to the last 2 grades in the elementary school. So for those people who are now about to decide what they are going to study in the future and what they are going to be focused on in their future lives, and if they decide to study technical fields and technical education in general. So the aim of the competitions, because I said they were intended to establish different competition, which had to be different from other already existing. So the aim was to attract the kids, not to discourage them, and mainly to entertain them, to maybe even get them some nice prizes, valuable prizes. So if I can ask you for next slide, Justina. I would love to describe the competition a little bit more in detail. Of course, you will find it more detailed in intellectual output number 2. First category of that competition is the category of the individuals, which has 3 rounds. First round is local in the local school, and it is on the theoretical basis. And then we have second round, regional round, and final round. The last part is the national. Actually, we have also national round, which has also not only the theoretical part, but also the practical part. So they again actually compete in the laboratory. They compete. They have laboratory exercise and assignments. Another category of the project, and I think it was the most important project category. It's a category which deals with the different topics every year, and it's about that every school, or the school which is actually taking part in the Best Young Chemist competitions, creates specific projects on a given topic. Usually it has only 1 round nowadays, but this is the most creative part, because during this competition there is no boundaries for the kids, there is no boundaries even for the teachers to lead them everywhere. So we just give them a topic, give them the rules, and they are really free with their minds, and they are creating really nice projects from the chemistry field. Another category is the school and teachers category, which is actually also very important, because usually for the other projects, for the other competitions, there is no reward to the teachers, which are given the extra time and extra work to the kids. So in the Best Young Chemist, we also think about the teachers, and the teachers can get very nice prizes as well. And the same for the schools, because for the schools, if they win the prize, it is very prestigious for them. It's nice achievement and they can be even beneficial from that. The main aim of that, as I already mentioned, is to attract, not discourage. So the thing is that the very important, it's to keep on moderate difficulty and entertain the kids and get them the valuable prizes. For the next slide, we can see what are the key elements that can work. So if you are going to plan, or if in the future you are going to plan to organize such a competition, from our point of view, it should be attractive. It should be entertaining the kids. As I already mentioned, moderate difficulty, very important point, because if you give them too difficult assignments, they would not be happy, they would not be entertained, and they are not going to have fun. So for the beginning, especially moderate difficulty, then it's very nice also to have not only for kids, but also for the teachers and accompanying person, rich accompanying program, different kind. Valuable praise is also key element, like they can get notebooks, smartphones, and what is also important is to give the small prize to everyone. So everyone can have something, doesn't matter if they win or not. Human resources, key point, crucial point, let's say, because if you don't have a dedicated coordinator, if you don't have somebody who is enthusiastic and would love to do something with the topic, you are a little bit lost. So it's a crucial point. And also it's not only the dedicated coordinator, but also about the dedicated team and collaborating network. So very important is also the network and the whole team which would work on the competition. Last but not least, financing issue. Of course, if you would like to give nice prices, if you would like to organize everything smoothly, then you should have a network of loyal partners. And on the next slide, I would love to say something, some tips for you, for the coordinators of the future competitions you would organize. As the coordinator is very, it has almost no time to do anything else. So it's rather to have a half-time or full-time job for the coordinator with organizing such a competition, because it's the big one. He should be enthusiastic, as I already mentioned, and dedicated to the topic, in our case, to the chemistry. And when you are going to establish the network, then you have to think about the elementary schools. If you don't have elementary schools, you don't have a pupils. If you don't have a pupils, you have no competition. So it's good to have good contacts. And how you can get those contacts, there is a small tip. Usually in the regional office, you can get the list of, especially in Czech Republic, you can get the list of regional elementary schools, and you can get then contacts and contact them directly. Network of the partners, also very important, and how you can get the partners, and especially loyal partners, which maybe they can fund some prizes, or they can give some material or other things. So you can offer them advertisement, or they should think about their future, and they should think about all the kids they are not then leaving from the school. Maybe they are potential workers in their company. So in the labor market, there is also important things to think about that. For another tip for the team, already everything mentioned, enthusiastic, they should be creative and professional in the topic. And there's also the chance to use the students as a mentor for organizing the competition and helping with everything what is necessary for whole process, necessary for whole maintaining the competition. So I think this is everything from my point, and I would love to ask Justina to take over and have a little bit more about the international level of the best young comic competitions. Thank you for now.
Thank you, Kuba. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. So just I will go very briefly because this what Kuba was presenting, it was our competition that was going from 2007, as you have seen. And you can see also in the side our international level competition that we organized within the Coco Plus project. And of course, it was a bit different because our target group was a bit older students, participants. The topic was doing chemistry. It was 5 days of the activities. It was a bit different than our usual competition. So it was also our experiment with this type of the activities. And Coco Plus gave us also the possibility to experiment. But overall, we organized icebreakers. We did excursions to our partners, social partners around the school, try out our vocational studies. We had project preparation time. You can see also already the presentations of the students, what they have did back at home, and they brought their ideas and their knowledge to the international jury that evaluated the projects. And then we had, of course, the results and awards. So the activity, those 5 days were very busy for the students, and it was also enriching for everyone to see different kind of type of projects that they have created. And they had a lot of ideas and interesting points. So this was our international level. And what we gained from this experiment, let's say, of course, the transversal skills that all the teams that they gathered, they came from the different countries. They had the possibility to interact with each other. Of course, they had the presentation in English. All the projects were in English, so they had a bit different level of the presenting their skills and knowledge. For us, it was different perspective because we changed our competition a bit differently. We had different age group. That was also an interesting point to experiment, and I think it was also positive. We had a bit more extensive program for unofficial, let's say, program after the activities. We in the evening times when they can explore the different country and interact with the participants. So it was also inspiration for other colleagues who can also see in practice how we organize it, what is our best young chemist actually going. And of course, with the feedback, we could improve it in the future. What kind of challenges we faced? I think in regarding to the timing for the participants to prepare back from the home. Then, of course, when we are thinking about this opportunity from Coco Plus, what is the result and impact is also the maybe to think about this, to do it again, and also invite our colleagues to participate in also in international level for Best Young Chemist competition. And of course, it's a challenge for financing so that the partners could come with their teams and participate in such kind of level of our competition. And we are very interested to experiment more, but we can see whether it will be possible. So ideas is future projects, maybe we can implement with that and transfer there. This is general our results or the impact or our contribution to the project. Of course, the collaboration with partners gave us more inspiration and more ideas to how we can improve and integrate some initiatives in our school. Of course, aside to that, we have other activities that we do for the motivating young people to be interested in technical and scientific education. But this one is also what we wanted to present within the Coco Plus project. So thank you for your attention. And again, if you will have any questions, we can transfer to our next part of the session after all the good practices presentations. And we are open for discussions, for our contact with Kuba and me. So thank you. I was like, I'm moderating, so I will just give I would like to pass the ball to our next partners. Yes, I will stop sharing our presentation. And just, of course, we're a bit running out of time. I hope that you will still be interested and motivated to see our other partners' good practices, and we will still have time for our discussion. So I would like to pass our ball to Monica, our partners from Hungary, and present their experience, their work from their school. And we'll see if we can hear also, Monica. We can see the presentation, definitely. And then we'll see if we can hear you.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. I'll try to be quick.
Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to express my regret that you were not able to come to Hungary, as we were looking forward to see you here. But you couldn't, which is a pity. Okay, so first I would like to speak about the influence of our partnership, which was flourishing and fruitful, as you have already mentioned. And first, I would like to point out that we have never participated in those projects in which NGOs were partners. We only participated in those projects where only schools played a role. So the activities of our partners in the field of a career choice is a positive example for us, because they were all practice-oriented approaches of the project and experience-based. And I think our students all in all became more open-minded. First we went to Chemnitz, and these students were mostly from my class. And I know that they spent the whole August with preparations. So they bought the parts. They came to school to cooperate and to share their ideas, and they had to design a solar car. I think I was not there, but as far as I know, the event resulted in a successful way for us, and it was quite interesting for us because our school mainly focuses on plumbing and heating, IT, engineering, and printing. So the solar car project was a kind of far from our students, but I think that they had to accomplish it. It was a new professional challenge for them, and they had to acquire new skills. You can see it on my presentation that they had to face with a lot of problems, but I think they could solve it in a successful way. Okay, the next mobility was in České Budějovice, which was, in my view, it was a bit better in a way that they had to mix with other students. So they had to cooperate, they had to communicate in English, and they had to meet different situations. So they had to find out, and they had to be creative and cooperative, how to work together. Okay, so in this picture, which you can see, two of them are my students, and the guy on the right is not ours, which means that they sometimes had to cooperate, and they had to accomplish the task. Okay, with Judith we were in Chemnitz too, because we don't have chemistry lessons here at school. Sorry, back then. Okay, and then came the COVID, which, to tell the truth, which helped us a lot in some ways, as we had to be, we teachers and we the school had to be creative and find out new ways how to impress the future students of ours, as we couldn't hold the school enrollment projects, the school enrollment events. We couldn't hold the career days. So we couldn't organize anything which needed close contact or with a personal appearance. So that's why we developed and created a brand new strategy to implement the online workshop. And I have to tell you that it turned out that it went well, which meant that we created online workshops. And we advertised it on Facebook and on Instagram, yes. And a lot of students and their parents participated on these events. The target audience was the students, their parents, and their class teachers of the 7th and 8th graders. And we had to develop a brand new marketing strategy with these online workshops. We had to find a targeted audience through the media sites, and we tried to find out calling words for them, how to make our school more impressive online. We had to make a kind of new website, which is simpler and more transparent for them. So these, you can see the results. There has been a significant increase in the activity on our website and on our Facebook page, as the number of the students, their interest has increased. So all in all, I think as our students don't come from a wealthy background, we found it extremely important to help them to avoid school leaving and the only dropping out. There were some students of ours who have never been abroad before, and that's why it was important to show them what they can achieve by learning languages, by cooperation, by mingling. And I hope that they profited a lot, and my colleagues too, who could accompany them. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Monica. It is definitely true that it's very important to also to focus on what you have mentioned about transversal skills, that they can mingle, that they can actually test themselves in a foreign environment, and in a different, maybe more challenging activities, as also that maybe some activities that are not so close to them from technical points, whether it's a chemistry or the robotics or something, but it's also an interesting point for them to widen their horizon. And of course, the COVID impacted a lot in general. Also the activities what are related to inspiring and motivating young people to be interested in technical and education. Thank you, Monica. And I will pass to a word to our last partner, Martin. It's from Czech Republic, our second partner from Czech Republic, from České Budějovice. It's from South Bohemia, to have their presentation of a good practice. And then we can have session on the discussion. Martin, how are you?
Do you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can see you. Oh, we can see
And
also.
now you should see my presentation as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I give the floor to you.
I don't know why I can't go full screen. Okay, like this. Yeah, so good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to say thank you to all of you who find the time to be part of this session. We are real happy for that. And now I think I can start with my presentation. My name is Martin Ecit, and I'm here today to represent the Sound Bohemia Company for Development of Human Resources. And to my presentation, I would like to focus on the activities of our company, especially those that relate to vocational education and popularization of technology among students in our region. And I will also introduce you our activities in general, and then I describe some of our main activities, what we do for that I mentioned before. So we are a non-profit organization established in 2003 by South Bohemia Chamber of Commerce, and we are focusing on the labor market and economical development in our region. We try to solve and prevent problems on labor market, and we also regularly monitor and analyze the market in order to achieve the highest possible efficiency of our work and activities. And in order to achieve quality human resources, we focus part of our activities on students, support the education and motivate them to study the fields and professions that are promising, desirable and attractive currently and in the near future in labor market in our region. We have been noticing a shortage of qualified technicians for a long time. Therefore, we gradually began to invent and implement activities and projects that focus on this area. And to them, we try to motivate students to choose the particular sector. And now I would like to introduce you some of our main activities which became most popular. One of them is Talent for Companies. This is probably our biggest and most successful event in the field of popularization of technology and technical education in South Bohemia. And the competition was created to support and motivate students to focus on technical oriented schools and study the expertise to show them that they can find an interest in technology and later make it their career choice. And we also find out that the important aspect of this competition is also bringing primary schools, secondary schools, and competition together and to establish their own cooperation, which we are very grateful for. And the competition itself has become very popular. It takes place in all regions in Czech Republic, and the winner of the regional rounds compete in the national round every year. So it's really big in Czech Republic. Some history and some numbers in history. The competition started in 2015 for the first time, and the competition became more and more popular every year. You can see it on the slide that the numbers of teams and participants grow up every year. And since 2017, we also have hosted foreign competitors for the first time, thanks to our cross-border cooperation with schools from Austria and Germany. So teams from those countries were involved as well. And also in 2019, all partners from Project Coco Plus were invited and were part of our competition and had to change to try how it's going on and how they can also compete in talents of companies. They have their own competition one day. I'll briefly summarize the rules of the competition and its main goal. The maximum possible number of teams for each year is established for 12, and each team consists of 3 students aged from 10 to 11, so from primary school, 3 students from secondary school aged from 16 to 17, and there is also 1 master from a company who is like their boss. We also have 1 special rules, and it is that there must be at least 1 girl in each team, so we popularize the technique even for girls, because here in Czech Republic most of students in this field are boys. And the team must assemble a functional device from the Merkur Polytechnic kit within the time limit. And there are many obstacles to overcome during the competition. And not only speed at the end is evaluated, but above all the functionality of the device and its flawlessness. All teams also do the same task, so they have the same conditions for everyone. The task is given for the competitors on the day of competition, so they can't really prepare for it and they have to cooperate on the place of competition. Yeah, some pictures, and unfortunately this year the competition did not take the place due to COVID-19 pandemic, but we are looking forward to the next year and we hope that we will be able to hold the competition again and continue in this work. And among the events we organize or cooperate every year, the second big one is an event called Adventure with Technology. And each year thousands of elementary school children and high school students take a part of this one-day exhibition. And each year thousands of hundreds of elementary schools and vocational high schools and companies from all over the region are presented themselves with one big goal to motivate and attract students to study on their schools and later on work in the technical fields in the companies. 2 years ago, in cooperation with the South Bohemia Chamber of Commerce, we launched a web page Impulse called Impulse for Career, where we keep several public databases intended for primary school pupils, and high school presents themselves and companies offer internship for students. And thanks to this web page, they can take several tests to help them make decisions in their careers, find out where the chosen field can be studied and won't be used before later in their career. This website has a very positive response and is widely used and applied by career consultants in most primary schools in South Bohemia, which we are really grateful for. And the main reason why we try to go online and have some portals like this was because the competition and events take a part only for 1 day, but we would like to motivate students every single day in the year to choose technique as their main field of study and to work there lately. As this one was so popular last year, we decided to launch another web portal. This is called Be the Best One. And we have found that despite many events and the great efforts we made in recent years to popularize technology, there are still only few graduates, and above all we see shortage of craftsmen. So we decided to choose 8 spots of the most desirable profession and try to popularize them on the website in a playful, very modern way to show that the great amount of money can be made in these fields and that these are desirable professions these days. And the motivational speeches from experts in the given professions are also added to the videos, so the children can see that it really has a point to be a craftsman, and it's not necessary to have an university or a high school and so on. And the website is still in work, and we continually be in work on, and we plan to expand it to include other professions. Both of these websites have proven useful and people are interested in them, for which we are really happy that our work has a point in that view. At the end, I would like to also thank to all partners from Coco Plus, since it was our first international project and first experience with Erasmus. We are very happy that we could be part of it. We learned so much, and we also hope that you were able to learn something from us, and we hope for the next cooperation, because we still have a lot to learn, and it's great to bring some experiences from the other countries to improve our own work. And I think that was all the important what I would like to say. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it in chat and I will answer later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Definitely, it is also, again, I would like to stress out that within this project, we had very also diverse partnership where we can learn and get inspired from their work. And we had opportunity to visit and participate in talent of companies, and it was really great experience for all the participants. So thank you, Martin, for all the presentation. I think this is the time where we move on to our discussion session. We have a shorter time, but I think it was very worth to listen to all our partners, what they wanted to share. So I would like to invite first, if you have open questions at the moment, either to write it on the chat part, or you can also unmute yourself and just ask the question, if you have any at the moment. Okay, so if we don't want to ask a question, I would like then to invite you to participate in a small questionnaire that we can also have some sort of a discussion about it. For that, we will need to open our either phones and go to the menti.com website, or you can also just copy this link, menti.com. I can also, just a moment, copy this code. And when you go to this code, you will just need to put in the entry. Now I need to see where's our chat. I can share with you. This is the code, what you need to put to the section. And there I will ask you to fill in what do you think it would be, what change is needed for the future of youth motivation in technical and scientific professions. So what we need to make what we need to do to make the change. I would also just provoke the question in regards to the current situation with COVID, what kind of challenges we faced and what kind of maybe lessons we learned. We all created competitions that usually, or initiatives that are usually face-to-face. And as Monica from Hungary, she presented also some insights of what they have done during the period to inspire young people during this pandemic. So would you think that there is needed some change in the activities that you do? Oh, voting is closed. I'm sorry. See. Oh, yes. Now it should be working. So you need to go to this website, yeah, and just put this code, and you will be given this question, and you can give your answers. We can see freedom to choose own involvement. So to have more flexibility for the young people to choose, that they can involve in this technical and scientific profession. I think we also had really great example from Germany, where we had real case of the long-term change or inspiration work. In the future, to have online presentations, online events, a new way of how we can impress them. It's true that this pandemic taught us, I think, that we should push ourselves to find new ways how to reach them out. I mean, they are already, I suppose, used, but we should push it more, maybe. Female and male role models, to present more and more of those role models in technical and scientific professions. That's true. Possibility to choose a school close to home. That's an interesting point. By the way, all these answers are anonymous, so I cannot see or know who answered those. The beginning age has to be earlier as the students in our project. Yeah, so that we have to inspire them as early as possible in the early ages. Just some ideas. Early approach, simplify in the beginning, show interesting and funny parts, gamification of scientific themes, project-based approach. Yes, definitely. Also, I think you have seen some of ideas that they were presented that represent these elements. Long-term and regular encouragement of young students through extracurriculum activities, and that for large-scale institutional fundings, to have much more strategic approach towards this matter, definitely. I think also what our project coordinator was mentioning, that the next steps or the results of this project is the Coco Plus 2.0. So fingers crossed. So to have more longer term impact, and to have more impact. We must create more working conditions in schools for students, so apprenticeships, new technologies for students to be more motivated for technical and scientific professions. Definitely. I can just also mention that our school going to work with AR, augmented reality technology, so immersive technology, so to inspire also people to be motivated in technical field approach. So I think I will just move to the next. Thank you for the insights. Again, I will share these findings at the end of after the event, and I will ask you to answer this next question: how can your organization support that change? So what would be actual activity that you can do, or you would do, or you would like to do to make that change, to support that change? In our project Coco Plus, we had a different level or different type of organizations that they are very much involved in the raising the motivation of students. I hope that it's working, by the way. It doesn't show that it's locked. It's locked? Is it? Keyboard shortcut, let's see.
It's working.
It's working is closed. Okay, now it should be fine. Thank you, Gail. I think it's about the next steps. So what can you or your organization support that change? Again, I'm just also inspiring you, or like pushing you to think about the change, the difference, considering the impact of the pandemic. Do you have any more inspiration from the going a bit more different way, or improving, experimenting. So you can offer the possibility to get information, definitely sharing good practices. That is very important, I think, for all of us. We're supported by our school if we have new ideas in every way. Yes, it's very important to have a support from your management, so the teachers can have more freedom, or that level of freedom to move on towards the activities they have creating, with more teacher qualifications, more European projects, more experience with other schools and other students. Yes, getting more active, providing high quality extracurriculum activities, engage in lobbying, definitely. Presenting more of the experience that you have, inviting other partners to be involved in it. In our competition, the students can taking part in the age of 7. Our working group starts up to 10 age, so maybe we make more projects with young students, yeah, to focus on that from the early age. It's also a very good point to have maybe also international level, where they can also get that transversal skills development. How about my timing? Yes, we can have a few more comments. International collaboration, exchange, yes. We can bring that also with Coco Plus too, and other projects. Find as much resources for changing process. Yes, we need to change, I think, in a way, a bit. Have good teachers, trainers with good ideas involved. As we were talking, teachers are one of the key elements as well that are playing in implementing these tools or these initiatives. Cooperate on a local level, businesses, yes, so that they can be involved in the initiatives, because as again, all the specialists, all the professionals that we are preparing, they're going to the labor market. So close cooperation, it should be there. And I hope that your ideas or your statements will become true in the near or maybe further future, I suppose. So I would like then to close this part. You have to open this voting. Oh yeah. Thank you for the comment. I will close this session, and then just maybe if you have any other questions, you can unmute yourself, or if you would like, you can also type in the chat. Otherwise, all the presentations, all the recording will be available on the website after the event, and you can all have all our contacts there. In that case, I would like to give the floor to Geir, our project coordinator, to close our event. I would like also to thank all the partners for all their presentation, for inspiring us, each other, to do the best what we can for motivating the students to be in this field. And just before we finish this session, after the speech, I would like maybe before, I would like to ask, before I will give the floor to Geir, I will share with you just a very quick, again, a questionnaire. If you again go to the menti.com and you will use this code, oh, it is open now, and just give us the feedback about this event, very brief. So to evaluate the content, the time, and also if you have learned or got inspired, and if you, this is strongly disagree and this is strongly agree. So if you can just fill it in. I will wait. We are around 20 plus participants, so I can see our numbers. If somebody has problem, and I can't see the chat room, so if you can just give me a shout. This is the code again. Two of us participated in this Mentimeter. That everyone or most of us could fill this in, so we can see that you can give us the feedback. Again, if you go to the menti.com, you can go either to the website or to use your mobile phones. Just you need to type in this code, and then you are asked to evaluate. This is strongly disagree, and this is strongly agree with the statement. We're here 2 hours. I hope that you had your water and soon we will finish with it. And we're really happy to have you here. I can see that 8 of us fill this in. I would really invite you to, if you have any problems, write it on the chat.
It can be that the last 10 will do it after we finish this meeting also, Justina.
Yes, and also just after that, you can write your organization and the country of residence. So we can register your participation. So yeah, then I can just give the floor to Geir.
Thank you, Justina. You have been very, very good and very helpful in doing this webinar. It could be not possible if you didn't had this very good hand on it. A lot of participants have already closed, and I see the reason because now we have got all the important parts in this in these presentations from all partners. I'm very happy to see what you all have contributed with in this webinar. It's a lot of job. 3 years we have finished now. The rest is just to do some PDFs and upload to the final report that we have to do in mobility tool, and I will do that during the next 2 weeks, hopefully before Christmas. Hopefully we already before Christmas know if we get this funds for the next application, Coco Plus 2.0. But if not, okay, then we have to look forward to the next year and to next application. Hopefully also this pandemic will not disappear as we know so fast, but we will get some help from this making this vaccine, so we can travel and meet each other again. Also, it's very important. Thank you for all of you in this situation we are now. You should be meeting somewhere and doing this, but we have what we have. Thank you for the cooperation to all of you.
So thank you all, and yeah, we'll see next time.